So next is the pocket page, and I just realized I made this extremely simple on myself. I made a template because I messed this up I don't know how many times the first time, and I said, oh, I'm going to make me a template. So I did. So what this is, you start with the 8.5 by 11 cardstock pattern paper. We're going to do it on this. You can cover this. I'm going to do it on this for right now. So you cut down your paper to 8 inches. 8 inches by 10.5. So we're going to go 10.5. 10.5 with it. It's just like an inch left. 10.5 by 8. Where is it? Okay. So there it is, 10.5 by 8. Just have these two little pieces left. I keep forgetting to put my light over here on the subject matter. So at on the 10.5 side, you're going to score it at 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And turn width of the pages, turn and score at 8. It's already scored at 8. Oh, because I didn't leave this at 8.5. I cut it at 8 instead of 8 by 3/8. Pattern paper, 8 by 3/8 scored. Start with 8.5 cardstock, pattern paper, 8 3/8 and 10.5. Scratch that. We're going to start over. This is an 8.5 by 11. This needs to be cut down at 8 3/8. I have it right here on my paper, and I'm like, why did I do that? 8 3/8. So cut it there. 8 3/8 and 10.5. And I just messed that up because I did this. See? That's what I do. So 10. I'm going to do the 10.5 side first, so I don't mess that up, because that's just a little tiny bit off. So 10.5 by 8 3/4. Where's 8 3/4? Sorry about that. My phone rang. And what was I doing? Cutting. 8 3/8 is right there. And that's not nothing. That's like a sliver. So then we want to turn it over on the 10.5 side and score it at 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. Can you see that? 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Right there. And then turn it at the 1/8 inch side and cut at the bottom to the middle at an angle. Sorry about that, I had to zoom you back out. And then you're going to score it at 8. So you score it at 5 3/8, and then you turn it over to the 8 3/4 side and score it at 8. I hope you can see this. So this is the bottom part right here, and you're going to take this, and I'm going to use my big scissors because it's just easier for me to use my big scissors. You're going to take this, and you're going to cut this all the way to where you have that center score line. So you're going to cut this all the way down to the center, and then you're going to angle your cut here at the end. And I didn't angle that too good. To the center right there. So then it is like this. I think that's correct. So then it's going to fold over like this, and then we're going to do the other cut. Let me just, I like to do that part first. Okay, and also you're going to also angle this corner here. And then you're going to take, I don't know why this thing is so messed up, because I use it for hot gluing and all that. So you're going to take your paper and I think I'm not going to use that. I will just use a ruler, which I have here, so you can see what I'm doing. On this side, you're going to measure up 4 inches. So this should be 8 inches from here to here. And you're going to take it and you're going to measure up 4 inches. And you're going to make a little mark right there. And then you're going to take your ruler. Sorry about that. So you marked it at 4. 4 is right there. And then what I do is I take it and from where that 4 mark is to the corner of the page. I mean, you can use your X-Acto knife if you want, but that's how I do mine. So this is how your page would go. And see, I make mine like this. This is out of pattern paper. Let me show you what I do. The only thing is with that is it's very flimsy, so it's probably better if you attach your paper to, unless you have two-sided hard cardstock type paper, then you're gonna have a problem with doing those. I was trying to find just a simple piece of paper here. Here we go. So what I like to do with my paper, with my pockets, is so that they come out like this and they're not white right here, is I take my sheet of paper and I cut it to the size, which is 10 and a half. If I can do it right, 10 and a half. This is 12 by 12 paper. 10 and a half by 8 3/8. And there's my piece. And then I'm going to turn it on its side to the 10 and a half side and score it at 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Sorry, the puppy is running out. 5 1/4, and then turn it over and score it at 8 inches. This is why I love my wear memory papers, because it keeps me. So there we have the end right here. So then we're going to cut. We would cut on, I'll show you the other side, but we'd cut the opposite side for the other side. And that one, again, I didn't cut it towards the center. And then there's that part. And then when you take it and you measure up to 4, which I could just do on there, but measure up to 4 inches right there. You take your ruler or your X-Acto knife, whichever you choose, and cut that piece off. So then there's your pocket like that, and then I take this piece and I glue it on the inside right here, so you have a pretty piece, pretty whole piece, instead of having a white piece here. Of course, if you like that, so you know where your pocket is, that's good. You can do that too. But I just take that extra piece and glue it on this side, and then glue the ends, and you have your pocket. So for the other page, you just do it the opposite. So here's 10 and a half by 8 3/4. I already cut it. And I'm going to score it at 5 inches. 5¼ sorry, 5¼ inches, and then 8. So there I have my bottom part and my center part, and last time we did this side, so you'll just do the other side exactly the same way. Just cut it. On the other side. So then you have the pocket on the opposite side. And then you're going to measure 4 up. Just right there. And you know what? I'm funny, I'm not always exact, so that's just me. So then you have the pocket on the other side. So you have one pocket on this side and one pocket on that side. And you can use them any way you want, either different spots in the book. You're normally this is a 20-page book, so you need 20 pages, 20 pieces of scrap paper or double-sided paper, or you'll have to glue them back to back for your pages. And they're going to be 6 by 8 inches long. These are 6 by 8 inches long. Actually, these are 5¼ by 8 inches long. But my pages, I like mine to be 6 by 8. So, following the instructions, that's what size these are. So, where's my... So you have the binder, you have the template, and now I lost my binding. I think I put it in this other thing over here. Oh, here it is. And then you have your binding. So there's your binding, which is going to go here with your, and we'll move forward from there. And you've got your pocket pages, and I've got to get all the pages together before I can go any further. But this is where your center part's going to be with your bind it all wires in there, and your pockets and your pages and everything in there. So next we're going to work on pages. So I'll be back with that. Okay, so once you've got all your pages done, I've got all my pages done here. I've got my pieces here cut and ready to go in. You want to put all your pages in your wires. The very last page that you're going to put on is your binding page that you made. The one that looks like an M. That one. So that's going to be the last one that you put on there. Once you do that, then you're going to go ahead and set your, close your wires. Once you got everything in there that you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires. I've already got my, mine set to 3/4 here, using the tool. And sometimes I don't do this very well, so I'm hoping that I can do it without messing up my wires. So I'm gonna have to pull it a little bit closer because then it's not gonna close. Yeah, okay, just making sure that I'm still in frame. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. So I did those. I'll do the next batch. Oops, I missed one. Shoot. So see, that messed it up a little bit, but that's okay. Oops. Okay. And so everything is on the wires, and I thought that wasn't going to come out too well, but it did. It did. It came out great. So once you're done with that, you have this on. You're going to go ahead and turn that around like that. This is what you're going to attach to here. And then your papers. And I painted this the same page as my pages. I just did my homemade alcohol inks to spray my paper, and all this is copy paper. And then I used a napkin to decoupage on there. This napkin. And I don't think I have this in the Etsy store, but I will probably be placing that in the Etsy store. And then I just decoupaged that onto the page. I made a few pages where I tore them to make them look shabby, made some pockets. I'm probably going to do some more things on here. I just haven't decided what, and this video was taking a really long time. I also have this one that's blank. It opens like that. And this has some pockets. And then this one opens up like this and has a little pocket over here. And I messed up on this one because I made the page all the way to the end, and if I would have punched it, it would have been closed in there and it would have just been a pocket, just like that. So I had to go back and cut this shorter so that I didn't punch it, so that it was closed. There's a little pocket here. I like to attach my ends right there. Then a decoupaged page, and then this page opens up. Try to zoom out. I think I'm out as much as I can, and I just have this in here to show you. There's a little pocket right here to put something. I can also put something on the back of this one, and then this one opens up like this, and this is here too. This is just like a photo page. You can put a photo there on that one. And then this is just blank for, I'm thinking I'm going to put some writing on that one maybe. Some lines, not writing. And then this is just some pages. This is another pocket here. And more pages here. And I just added this little one here, and so that's my pages. And basically I just did my alcohol inks on here the same way I did these ones. And then I'm going to attach this here and this here, and that will be done. So in order to do that, I want to make sure that these lines are lined up in this crack here where it goes. So I'll be lining that up there, so when it closes such. So I'm just going to attach that down. And I was thinking probably to use glue. I'm just going to use glue. It makes sense to use glue. I was using a lot of two-sided tape, but I decided to start using glue, and because it's easier to use the glue because you have time to move it around if you need to move it around a bit. And I was seeing that I needed to do that, so I mean, I don't know, maybe two-sided would be the better one because of how it will stick down, but for me, and this is going to show through, so that's why I colored it. I can always add more glue, but just going to glue this down. It's going to need to dry. I'm going to need to let it to dry. So there's that side. And see how you can see through here. So there it is. It's attached to the binding. That's what the binding looks like inside. And then all the pages. And that is it. And this is kind of like not even a journal, just a scrapbook type book. These are normally smash books. I've made smash books with these and journals and planners, so you can do just about anything. I haven't decorated the front yet. I'm going to do that, but I wanted to show you just basically how it looks like that. And then I'll be decorating the front and possibly adding some pictures. So thanks for watching. Bye for now. So there it is. I love the binding. I just love how clean and crisp it looks. And I just put a little frame from the Dollar Spot. Used to be the Dollar Spot at Michael's. A few flowers, some bling. And then the pages. I'm trying to hold the camera so and I still need to work on some of the pages, but I just made some pockets here, very easily done. This, of course, is the decoupage. This one opens this way. Some more little pockets. All this, of course, is spray inked with my alcohol, my homemade alcohol inks. Little pocket there on this page. Has a lot of glitter on it. I put a lot of glitter. A little pocket here. Of course, I glued this one onto the actual page instead of attaching it the other way. Page here. This has a little pocket there. Has a little pocket here. This one opens this way, and it has a little place for a picture right here. I just put those papers in so that I could show you. Super glittery. Another pocket here. And just some empty pages to put those on. And that's it. And you can see my binding attached here with my pages. And that's all I've done with it so far. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.